Pomp, ceremony and high emotion as Pravin Gordhan is laid to rest. Good news for South Africans struggling from debt. The repo rate has dropped just a little bit.
I'm disappointed that he would just be so dishonest in this way.
Now, Lady Pandor is offended by Julius Malema's claims she benefited from a VBS bond. Hello, I'm Jane Dutton.
This is Eyewitness News.
This is the day Pravin Gordhan goes to his final resting place. Hundreds gathered at the Durban ICC for the former minister and ANC stalwart's funeral service and to say goodbye.
What Pravin dedicated his life to is what we will continue doing so that we do not let him down. Yours was a life fruitful in service. You bore your sorrows with strength and dignity. You stood up for the poor, and you never disowned them. You would not bend your knee before injustice. You would not bend your knee before those who were stealing from the poor. Where many tried to bring you down with their insults, your feet remained firmly on the high ground. And now you have surrendered your strength to the will of your Creator. You were a much-loved colleague and a friend. Hambagash.
Gordhan's eldest daughter, Anisha, has shared harrowing accounts of witnessing her father being arrested by apartheid police multiple times during their raids.
As a child, I remember raids in the early hours of the morning, tapped telephones, and constant monitoring of our household. During my years as a baby and a toddler, my mother would hide secret documents in my nappy. And when the security branch police came to raid the house, she would pass me to my aunt, who would then take away the documents and hide them. In 1977, when my dad was under a banning order, the police raided our home. They spotted a file on the top shelf labeled ANC. They visibly showed excitement, only to discover the file contained my mother's notes from her nursing degree, and ANC referred to antenatal clinics.
It says a lot when political allies and opposition factions all echoed sentiments of integrity that Gordhan carried throughout his political career. ANC alliance partner Cosatu says Gordhan should be remembered as one of the architects of the country's non-racial society. And it couldn't happen soon enough. The Central Bank's Monetary Policy Committee has decided to cut the repo rate by 25 basis points, which will take effect from tomorrow. This brings it down from a 15-year high of 8.25%. This is the first cut in 4 years. The decision was influenced by several factors, including stable electricity and inflation remaining under 5%. This will possibly lead to lower interest rates on loans and mortgages for consumers and businesses. And we'll find it cheaper to finance purchases or investments, potentially stimulating spending and economic activity. Now, Lady Pandor has denied EFF Julius Malema's claim that she got a VBS bond. The former Minister of International Relations says she first heard about Malema's comments as she was disembarking from a flight from Canada on Wednesday morning. Pandor says there is no truth to Malema's comments.
I've never had a bond from VBS or from any bank outside of Cape Town because my home is Cape Town, I bank in Cape Town, and that's where I've had a mortgage from.
Yes, and
so I just don't know where this VBS story comes from. And I, have never said a negative thing about Mr. Malema. So I must say, as a leader of a political party represented in Parliament, I'm disappointed that he would just be so dishonest in this way. It's absolutely shocking, and I can only call it a very weak attempt at attempting to besmirch my good name.
Several bank executives, municipal officials and political figures, including Malema and his former EFF co-founder Floyd Shivambu, have been linked to the VBS scandal, which involved the looting of the bank to the tune of nearly 2 billion rand between 2015 and 2018. The cold front, which made landfall in the Western Cape yesterday, has now made its way up the south coast, where widespread rain and thunderstorms are expected. A level 2 warning for disruptive rain has been issued for most parts.
24-hour rainfall accumulations is expected to be between 10 and 20 millimeters. However, there's even a possibility for 30 to 50 millimeters, especially during the afternoon. There's also a possibility for small hail and lightning.
Political parties are in agreement that electricity tariff increases are too high and have called for Eskom to reconsider its proposed 36% hike. Parties were taking part in a debate of national importance sponsored by the Democratic Alliance in the National Assembly. They were debating the recent decision by the National Energy Regulator of South Africa to grant Eskom's application to retrospectively recover 8 billion rand for the 2022 financial year.
As Parliament and as government, we need to be doing everything we can to make electricity more affordable. The Democratic Alliance will not allow these tariff increases to stand unchallenged.
Parties in Parliament like DA, they refrain from indirectly lobbying NESA, as this may be particularly risky, as we do not want the electricity industry, which is being reformed, to be too weak and too prone to captured by Festnet.
And the Springbok women beat Spain at the DHL Stadium in Cape Town today. This is what Captain Cindy Boy said before the match.
With the caps that we have, last year when we were playing against Spain, we had 200 and something. Now we are on 400 and something as well. So I think we are in a good space. We can compete because Spain is not far from us. We are 12 and they are 13. So it's something like a point different, which is going to help us to see where we are as a team.
And that's it from us. Don't forget to download the EWN app.
Eyewitness News, in touch, in tune, and independent. For the latest, log on to ewn.co.za or ewn.mobi.